Hello friends, welcome to UGC EPG Pathshala. In this lecture, we will cover pre-processing of satellite images, radiometric and geometric corrections. In this episode, we will cover certain topics related to the radiometric and geometric errors, their causes, and their methods of removal. Remote sensing data suffers from a variety of radiometric and geometric errors. These errors diminish the accuracy of information content and thereby reduce the utility of data. Image registration pre-processing involves removal of distortions, degradation and noise. Type of errors: internal and external correction and radiometric corrections. A digital remotely sensed image, typically composed of picture elements having digital number or brightness values located at particular row and column in any band in imagery. A smaller number indicates low radiance from the area, and high number is an indicator of high radiant properties of the area. Raw digital images usually contains distortion or various types of errors, so they cannot be used directly as a map without proper processing. Source of these distortions range from variations in the altitude and velocity of sensor to earth rotation and curvature, etc. These rectification operations aims to correct distorted or degraded image data to create a faithful representation of the original scene. Image rectification and restoration procedures are often termed pre-processing operations because they normally precede manipulation and processing of image data. The former deals with initial processing of raw image data to correct geometric and radiometric distortions. Enhancement procedures are applied to image data in order to effectively display the data for subsequent visual interpretation. Types of errors. There are broadly two kinds of errors: internal errors and external errors. Internal errors are the systematic errors. Internal errors are introduced by remote sensing system. They are generally systematic and may be identified and then corrected based on pre-launch or in-flight calibration measurements as shown in figure 1. For example, N-line striping in the imagery may be caused by single detector that has become uncalibrated. In many instances, radiometric correction can adjust for detector miscalibration. External errors are introduced by phenomena that vary in nature through space and time. External variable that can cause remote sensing data to exhibit radiometric and geometric error include the atmosphere, terrain, elevation, slope and aspect. Some external error may be corrected by relating empirical ground observation to sensor measurement as seen in figure 2. Some high point behavior of external error is listed below. They are caused due to platform perturbations and changes of atmosphere and seismic characteristics. They are unpredictable, they are variable, they can be determined by relating points of the ground to sensor system measurements like spacecraft velocity, altitude, attitude, atmospheric effects, etc. Most common remote sensing system induced radiometric errors are line start or stop problems. Occasionally, scanning system fails to collect data at the beginning or end of a scan line, or they place the pixel data at inappropriate locations along the scan line. For example, all the pixels in a scan line might be systematically shifted just one pixel to the right. This is called a line start problem as shown in figure 3. Line or column dropout. If one of the 6 detectors of sensor fails to function during a scan, this results in 0 brightness value for every pixel in a particular line. This line dropout appears as a completely black line in band K. This is no way to restore data since it is never acquired, but it is possible to improve visual interpretability of data by inducing estimated brightness values for each bad line. The bad line or column is commonly called a line or column dropout and contains brightness values equal to 0. Correction of line dropout. Replacement by proceeding line. Here the brightness value of the pixels along the dropped scan line is replaced by the value of corresponding pixel on immediately preceding or succeeding line. Replacement by averaging. A thresholding algorithm can flag any scan line having mean brightness value at or near 0. Correction for line dropout can be done by calculating the output pixel value by averaging preceding line and succeeding line pixels value and assign the output pixel in dropout line. Striping. Sometimes a detector does not fail completely but simply goes out of radiometric adjustment. The result would be an image with systematic noticeable lines that are brighter than adjacent lines. As shown in figure 4, this is referred to as an line striping. The maladjusted line contains valuable information but should be corrected to have appropriately the same radiometric scale at the data collected by the properly calibrated detector associated with the same band. Identification of bad line is done by computing the histogram of the values of each of an detector over a homogeneous area such as water body. Random bad pixels they are sometimes called short noise. If the bad pixels occur randomly scattered in the image, it is called short noise. Normally, these bad pixels contains value of 0 or 255 in 8-bit data. In one or more of the bands, short noise is identified and repaired by first to locate each bad pixel in the band K data set and using a simple thresholding algorithm makes a pass through the data set and flag any pixel having a brightness value of 0 as shown in figure 5. Once identified, it is then possible to calculate the 8 pixel surrounding the flagged pixel and corrected by average values. Radiometric pre-processing. Radiometric correction applied to any given digital set varies widely among sensors. Radiance measured by any given system over a given subject is influenced by such factors as change in scan illumination, atmospheric condition, viewing geometry, and instrument response characteristics. Radiometric correction can be further divided into two parts: absolute radiometric correction, relative radiometric correction. Absolute radiometric correction is method use model atmosphere along with in situ atmospheric measurement acquired at the time of data acquisition. However, it cannot be applied in most applications. Therefore, the relative correction is applied because the atmospheric model is so complicated and the exact measurement of atmospheric condition is difficult. The atmosphere affect the radiance measured at any point in seen in two ways. It attenuates the energy illuminating the ground object. It acts as a reflector itself, adding scattered and extraneous path radiance to the signal detected by sensor as seen in figure 6. Another absolute atmospheric correction method is conversion of DN values to absolute radiance values. Such conversion are necessary when change in absolute reflectance of objects are to be measured over time using different sensors. Such conversions are important in the development of mathematical model that physically relate image data to quantitative ground measurements. Each spectral band of scene has its own response function and its characteristics are monitored using on-board calibration lamp. The absolute spectral radiance output of calibration source is known from pre-launch calibration and is assumed to be stable over life of sensor. On-board calibration sources relate non-radiance values incident on nth detectors to the resulting DNs. Relative radiometric correction. Relative radiometric correction is used to normalize multitemporal data taken on different data sets and different dates to a selected reference data at specific time. Atmospheric attenuation is minimized by using multiple looks at the same object or view the same objects in multiple bands. The multiple look method suffers with drawbacks that the atmospheric path changes with the different looks. Relative atmospheric correction may be used for single image normalized using histogram adjustment, multiple data image normalized using regression single image normalization using histogram adjustment. This method is based on examination of spectral characteristics of objects of known or assumed brightness recorded by multispectral imagery. This approach is often known as image-based atmospheric correction because it adjusts for atmospheric effect mainly from evidence available within the image itself. This strategy can be implemented by identifying dark objects or features within the scene which may be large water bodies or possibly shadows cast by clouds or by large topographic features. In the infrared portion of the spectrum, both water bodies and shadows should have brightness stay over near zero, because clear water absorbs strongly in the near infrared spectrum and little infrared energy is scattered from shadowed pixels. But it is observed from the histogram of the DN values for a scene that the lowest values for darker areas such as clear water bodies are not zero but have some large values. These values assumed to represent the value contributed by atmospheric scattering for each band and then subtracted from all DN values so that scene and band. Thus, the lowest value in each band is set to 0. The dark black color assumed to be the correct tone for a dark object in the absence of atmospheric scattering. This method is simplest method and is known as the histogram minimum method or the dark object subtraction technique. This procedure has the advantage of simplicity, directness and almost universal applicability, as it explicit information present within the image itself, but the atmosphere can cause dark pixels to become brighter and brighter pixels to become darker. So, application of a single correction to all pixels will provide only rough adjustment for atmospheric effects. Multi-date image normalization. Applications such as change detection involves the use of multi-date historical images. So, for the historical temporal images to be radiometrically corrected, two methods can be applied: multi-date empirical radiometric normalization and multi-date deterministic radiometric normalization. Multi-date empirical radiometric normalization is non-atmospheric. There is unknown atmospheric condition. Pseudo invariant ground targets may be used to normalize multi-temporal dataset to a single reference scene. Non-anniversary date imagery is a major problem in using temporal images. Image normalization can be achieved by applying a regression equation to multi-date imageries which predict what will be the value of brightness of a pixel if it would have been acquired under same conditions that of reference image. Regression method. The method generally involves calculation of regression lines for a number of surface material of contrasting spectral properties. The regression line method determines a best fit line for multispectral plots of pixels within homogeneous cover type. If no atmospheric scattering has taken place, the intersection of the line would be expected to pass through the origin. The slope of the plot is proportional to the ratio of the reflective material interact on the x and y axis, producing two offset values which represent the amount of bias caused by atmospheric scattering as shown in figure 9. Multi-date deterministic radiometric normalization. As mentioned in the equation below, it uses brightness values of scene to be normalized, brightness values of reference scene, additive correction, multiplicative correction, solar elevation correction. The satellite scenes taken at different time of the year, it is must to correct the sun elevation correction, and Earth sun elevation correction accounts for the seasonal position of the sun relative to the Earth. Image data acquired can be normalized by assuming that sun was at zenith at each date of sensing. This correction is applied by dividing each pixel by the cosine of the sun's angle from the zenith. This correction ignores the topographic and atmospheric effect which is shown in figure 10. Earth-Sun distance correction. Earth-Sun distance correction is applied to normalize for the seasonal changes in the distance between Earth and Sun. The Earth-Sun distance is usually expected in astronomical units. This astronomical unit is equivalent to mean distance between the Earth and Sun. The irradiance of the Sun decrease as the square of the Earth-Sun distance increase as in equation below. Topographical normalization. The variation of the topographic parameters like slope, aspect and altitude affect the variation in the brightness of satellite images in rugged mountainous terrain, due to which object lying in shadow gets less solar radiance than one on a sunny side, as seen in figure 11. A surface perpendicular to the sun at a low sun elevation will receive less radiation than a surface perpendicular to the sun at a high solar elevation. A south aspect shows more reflectance, whereas the effect is opposite in north aspect. This differential illumination effects in satellite imagery will restrain the maximum information on the north facing slopes, thus negatively affecting the results of various quantitative methods of snow cover mapping, especially classification, change analysis and other peril information. Therefore, effective removal of minimization of topographic effect is necessary in satellite image data of the mountainous region. Variation in illumination affect land cover discrimination, as the same land cover will have different spectral response among shadowed and non-shadowed areas. The correction of illumination variation is referred to as topographic normalization or topographic corrections. Techniques are grouped into two major categories. One is band ratios, another is modeling of illumination conditions. Correction for slope and aspect effects. Slope aspect corrections are given as cosine corrections, modified cosine correction, semi-empirical method, Minard corrections, C corrections, satellite empirical method. Each of these corrections are based on illumination. Illumination is dependent on the orientation of the pixel towards sun's actual position. Digital elevation model of the steady area is required for these corrections. DEM and satellite sensor data must be geometrically registered and resampled to same spatial resolution. Lambertian techniques. These technique is the easiest to implement, but is based on somewhat unrealistic assumptions, such as the surface reflects energy equally in all directions. The correction is wavelength independent, constant distance between this earth and the sun, and constant amount of solar energy illuminating the earth. Cosine correction, amount of irradiance reaching a pixel on slope is directly proportional to the cosine in incidence angle. cosine of incidence angle. Incidence angle I is defined as the angle between normal on the pixel and zenith direction. This method has a limitation that it accounts for only the direct part of irradiance that illuminates a pixel on ground. It does not take into account the diffuse skylight and light reflected from surrounding mountain sides which may illuminate the pixel. So, weakly illuminated areas in terrain receive a disproportionate brightness effect when cosine correction is applied, as seen in figure 12. Similar, the value of cosine greater will be the slope correction. Modified cosine correction, as shown in equation, it is a modified method of cosine correction, but sharing the same theory. Non-Lambertian technique. These techniques try to model the roughness of the surface or the degree of which it is Lambertian. Usually, they require the calculation of correction coefficients which are wavelength dependent. Therefore, each band is processed separately. The computation of the correction factors will be done using a subset of pixel from this same length cover class. First, we will extract the pixel value from the image bands and illumination layers, and then we will compute the correction factors. Miniat correction. Miniat method is non-Lambertian and implemented for topographic corrections, which depends on the type of surface and spectral wavelength bands. It varies from 0 to 1. This method is an improved of cosine correction and is given by the equation below. C correction. In this method, an additional adjustment to the cosine correction is added, which modifies the correction to C correction as given in equation below. C correction, C increases the cosine I and thus weakens the correction of faintly illuminated pixels. Statistical empirical correction. A DEM based topographic correction model is proposed to decrease the divergence caused by solar illumination on the same land cover, but located on different aspect of mountain, so that the land cover class with the same reflectance in a different solar azimuth shows the same spectral response in optical remote sensing image. For this, an atmospheric transmittance from ground surface to sensor as well as atmospheric transmittance along the path from sun to ground is calculated using an improved dark object subtraction technique was implemented. This is further implemented in topographic correction method based on empirical statistical analysis of the irradiance values of remotely sensed data acquired for rugged terrain and the cosine of the solar illumination angle. It is possible to correlate the predicted illumination from the DEM and actual remote sensing data, and also to generate a regression line for that. Slope of the regression line suggests that a same kind of class can occur differently on different terrain slope, as shown in equation here. Another absolute radiometric correction method is conversion of DNs to absolute radiance values. Such conversion are necessary when change in absolute reflectance of objects are to be measured over time using different sensors. Such conversions are important in the development of mathematical model that physically relate image data to quantitative ground measurements. Each spectral band of sensor has its own response function and its characteristics are monitored using on-board calibration lamp. The absolute spectral radiance output of calibration source is known from pre-launch calibration and is assumed to be stable over life of sensor. On-board calibration source relate non-radiance values incident to nth detector to the resulting DNs. Radiometric correction is further classified into following three types. Radiometric correction due to sensor sensitivity. In the case, image corner will be darker as compared with the central areas. This is called vignetting. This is dependent on lens characteristics. In this case of electro-optical sensor, calibration is measured between irradiance and the sensor output signal, which can be used for radiometric corrections. Second is radiometric correction for sun angle and topography. Sun spot. The solar radiance will be reflected diffusely onto the ground surface, which results in higher areas in an image. It is called a sunspot. The sunspot together with vignetting effect can be corrected by estimating a shading curve, which is determined by Fourier analysis to extract a low frequency component. Shading, the shading effect due to topographic relief can be corrected using the angle between the solar radiation direction and the normal vector to the ground surface. Atmospheric correction. Atmospheric effects caused absorption and scattering of the solar radiation. Reflected or emitted radiation from an object and path radiance should be corrected. Geometric correction, it is a process of transforming imagery to remove undesirable or misleading geometric distortions. It is due to sensor pitch, roll, height, etc. Simple applications such as land use, land cover does not require atmospheric correction since the various features such as soil, water, vegetation and urban signals are strong and much different from other, that atmospheric attenuation can be neglected in the case. But when we are extracting the biophysical properties within a specific class, then the difference in reflectance or various constituent may be so small that the atmospheric attenuation might make them inseparable. When the atmospheric attenuation is small as compared to signal from terrain being sensed, the modal atmosphere can be used. Modal atmosphere is an assumed atmosphere which is calculated using time of year, altitude, attitude and longitude of the study area. There are steps of geometric correction The first one is the collection of GCPs, pre-registration, checking and then registration. The raw digital image that have the non-systematic distortions needs to be rectified by using the image to map comparison. These distortions may be due to several factors such as scan skew distortion, spacecraft velocity distortion, panoramic effect, earth rotation correction, altitude and attitude. Scan skew distortion. During the time the scan mirror complete one active scan, the satellite moves along the ground track. Therefore, scanning is not at right angle to the satellite velocity vector, but is slightly skewed, which produce along track geometric distortion if not corrected, as shown in figure 13. Earth rotation correction. Amount of earth rotation during the time required to scan one frame results in distortion in scan direction. The process is along track distortion. This is a function of spacecraft latitude and orbit, as shown in figure 14. Altitude and attitude deviations of the spacecraft from nominal altitude causes scale distortion in remote sensing data. With decrease in height of the spacecraft, the pixel size decrease and vice versa. For Landsat system, the distortion is primarily along scan line. For IRS system, distortion will be in both directions since the scanning mechanism is different from Landsat. Satellite position is stable in space and its axis. System is perpendicular to each other. Rotation along the y-axis of the scanning platform is called roll. Rotation along the x-axis of the sensing platform is called pitch. Rotation on axis orthogonal to previous two axes, that is along line passing through vertically through the sensing platform to center of the earth is called yaw, as shown in figure 16. If a spacecraft departs from its normal position, geometric distortions inherit the remote sensing data. This distortion is unpredictable and uncertain. Geometric correction for unsystematic errors. Random or non-systematic distortions are corrected by analyzing well-distributed ground control points. These GCPs are features of non-ground locations that can be accurately located on digital image. For example, highway intersections, building corners, district shorelines. In correction process, numerous GCPs are located in both terms of the image coordinate system on distorted image and in terms of their ground coordinates measured from map, GCP reading or from already projected or geographic coordinate system. Number of GCPs required based on order of transformation model as given in the equation. Values are then submitted for least square regression equation to determine coefficient for two coordinate transformation equation. These are used to relate geometrically correct map coordinates to distorted image coordinate. An undistorted output matrix of empty map cells is defined. Coordinates of each element is undistorted output matrix are transformed to determine their corresponding location in original input matrix. Cell in output matrix will not overlay exactly over the pixel in input matrix. So, the intensity values or digital number assigned to this to cell in output matrix is determined on basis of the on its surrounding pixel in transformed image. Resampling is a technique of extraction of gray values from a location in original input image and its relocation to appropriate coordinate rectified output image. Coordinate of each element in undistorted output matrix are transformed to determine their corresponding location in original input matrix. Cell in output matrix will not overlay exactly over the pixels in input matrix. So, the intensity values or digital number assigned to cell in output matrix is determined on basis of its surrounding pixels in transformed image. The resampling techniques can be identified based on degree of precision and cost effectiveness using different equations like nearest neighborhood, bilinear interpolation, cubic convolution. In nearest neighborhood, the DN values for this for the pixels could be assigned simply on the basis of the DNs of closest pixel in the input matrix. As shown in figure 19, the DN of the input pixel labeled would be transferred to the shaded output pixels. This approach is called nearest neighbor resampling. It offers the advantage of computational simplicity and avoids having to alter the original input pixel values. This method preserves the original array values of the pixel and thus does not alter the thematic information, but it reduces a spatial shift of 2 times of pixel size geometry of features such as roads, canals, railways, etc. may appear disjointed in rectified output. Bilinear interpolation. The bilinear interpolation technique takes a distance weighted average of DNs of the 4 nearest pixels as seen in figure 19. This process is simply the 2-dimensional equation to linear interpolation. This technique generates a smoother appearing resampled image. New pixel gets a value from the weighted average of 4 nearest pixels. Smoother but synthetic, this technique takes a distance weighted average of DN of 4 nearest pixels. The resultant image is much smoother than that of NNB interpolation. Linear features such as roads, canals, etc. is continue. It has 1/4 of mean square resampling error of nearest neighbor. It requires more computational time because of 4 multiplications. It also alters the DN values, so it may create confusion in classification process. Cubic convolution. An improved restoration of image is provided by the cubic convolution method of resampling. In this approach, the transferred synthetic pixel values are determined by evaluating the block of 16 pixels in the input matrix that surrounds each output pixel. Cubic convolution resampling avoids the disjointed appearance of the nearest neighbor method and provides a slightly sharper image than the bilinear interpolation method. This technique takes a distance weighted average of dn of the 16 nearest pixels. The resultant image is much smoother than that of the bilinear interpolation. It requires more computational time because of 16 multiplications. It also alters the dn values, so it may create confusion in classification process. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you.